It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good cut. He's dropped at the 17.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
And they'll begin by running the option.
And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break off big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Here's Huntley.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
To throw, Huntley.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Adafe Owe in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
We said it before the game, I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round, they told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there.
Huntley to throw.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Huntley. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Huntley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from them.
And right away, he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. He's going to go up top again. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Here's Pollard again. And a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Good running right there. And this is a man that was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it.
And that's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Ravens will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be sterner with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
After the interception, here's Jackson.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
So many times we've seen him trying to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Looking deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly.
He'll get this one complete there to Pittman. And he'll be marked out at about the 26-yard line. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
They made a nice effort to stick it with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Huntley. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. And this offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now's not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game, take the points when they're there, and put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Jackson. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 39 yards there, a big one.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, well, they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Colts 24-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Tyquan Thornton.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Ravens continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
His kick is
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Colts 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Throwing on 3rd and long.
Huntley, he'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Jalen Armour-Davis.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big pickup of 38. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do, put a man on him. The big thing to me...
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The corner blitz pays off. There's a sack him for a loss of 5. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Tyquan Thornton. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens continue to pull away here in this first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Off play action. Huntley. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off or begin.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in. Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
This time Jackson will throw it.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
They go play action with Jackson. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him. Find him.
On second down, it's Taylor.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Going to run again here with Pollard. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Huntley. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
At the 8-yard line.
They go play action now. Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tyquan Thornton saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Let's go now.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he's got room. 66 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football. Caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Go!
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Hey, check that. Street.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Huntley, a bullet throw, but incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
70 Ranger.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
That's good for a Colts. First down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Pollard going to try the right side. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Now a give here to Pollard. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, 1st round went to the offense, 2nd round the defense. Trying to run forward with Pollard. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Drop 50, drop 7 Pirates.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel, make sure they get their security deposit back.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play. They max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
The solids, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now Tucker to add the PAT.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Ravens 49, Colts 10. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 3rd down, Huntley. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 4th down, Huntley. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down, as that'll be a gain of 15 on 4th. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give, right side. Pollard. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Yeah, get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.